In this first video, this is a simple site overview video to see how the Mission Insight account profile looks when you first log in. When you log into your Mission Insight account, you'll see this pop-up window here at the start. All these boxes are kind of short keys to things that we'll talk about later. I do not recommend checking this box because this is a helpful feature that pops up for you when you first log in. If you have a basic user account, you do not have access to the People Plot or the Neighbor Center tools. So those would both be grayed out for you. You would not be able to put your cursor over them and see them turn like that. But you should have access to the other features, of course. We'll get into the details of all these later on in other videos. To get out of this, simply click the X. The first thing you're going to want to check is to make sure here in the top right-hand corner that it shows your church or study name to make sure you're on the correct study. If perhaps you are not, then please go to our wesleyan.org/Mission Insight page to contact our administrator to get support to correct that to the right study. Starting here on the left-hand side, this window box is always going to pop up. It is unnecessary. There's information here that you don't need that is currently empty. You can just check the selection information eye right here to get rid of it. But again, whenever you come back to this page, that always pops up. Then moving down the left-hand column, you'll see all these little shortcut keys, just simply different cursors, zoom in, zoom out. You have your pitch bearing, which currently for when you first log in, north and south, straight up and down, east and west, left and right. You can adjust that using this key if you'd like. This last one right here allows you to turn your map into a 3D map, if that is perhaps applicable or helpful for you. If you're zoomed in on something or trying to see a certain area a different way, you can use that. This button right here is very helpful. It resets your zoom, and so I'll quickly show you. So for example, let's say you're looking way over here and you want to get back and you kind of are lost, you don't know where everything is, then you can simply click the reset zoom and it takes you right back to your study. This right here is a shortcut key to draw new shapes. We will get into that later in another video. This is also a very helpful button that helps you clear your map. So when you've drawn shapes or you put in certain things on your map, this is a very shortcut key way to clear it all to get it back to blank. Very, very helpful for the future. And of course here are backwards and forward buttons. So if you've created something or done something and you want to go back or go forward back to it, the keys are right here. Of course, to go full screen, and other key features right here, like to export a map image if you'd like to save a certain map image and you want to download it or send it. If you want to save something, or help button here, which is also helpful. The help button key that's here, and then also of course over here on the bottom right, are both helpful tools that I'll talk about later. Here along the bottom are other tools that you'll use. You have a view button that allows you to do certain things. We've already looked at the zoom features that of course are over here on the left. This first part is a search if you want to search a particular address. I do recommend when you're using the right hand side that you collapse these for better use, otherwise it gets a little clunky. Of course, here on the view you can also select your map type if you want to make it look a little bit different. Map style, again, this does require you to have a third-party account. It is not essential to use Mission Insight, but if this is a feature you want to explore, then you can right there. And then of course, map opacity right here, allowing you to edit when you draw shapes or do certain things to edit the color and how dense or thin out that color is. Along here on the bottom, here's the layers button. We're actually going to get into this in another video. And then there's the shapes button that you'll see in a later video, plotting button, demographics key, all these things. Again, you've seen already some of these in that pop-up window when we first began. The help button right here is very helpful, no pun intended. This is the Mission Insight kind of resource page provided to us by ACST, which is the company that owns and has created Mission Insight. They have right here documents that give you a plethora of explanation if you'd like to explore those, some helpful tutorial videos that you can explore. And there's also other things here too if you need to contact the company, ACST, that provides Mission Insight, then you can do so that way. And then, of course, as you've already seen me use here on the right-hand side, are simply the operations window. When you click on a certain box or certain tool that you're wanting to use, here on the right-hand side is all the ways that allows you to use it. Up here on the top are other features as well. This is the account button that allows you to view your profile, to log out. This little button is go to assistance, which pulls up that very first window that we saw earlier. This one right here allows you to change studies. Now, for all of our users, you are assigned to your church location, to your to your study. So there's really no need to use this. And then the home navigation button simply, again, brings you back to where you are, okay?